What? I just hit the record button for the first time in what feels like forever. I actually didn't even sit down to like write a script or anything for this video. I just really missed making videos, and I thought that I still have a sizable, not a huge, but like a good amount of you that still watch my channel. And I'm so grateful. I thought I would make this video and kind of explain what happened, because I had a lot of I was making a lot of videos. I fell off from making the videos on a regular basis. So I thought I'd just sit down and explain what's going on. The most obvious thing, as you can tell, is I've moved, and not just to like a different apartment or whatever. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee now. For those of you who don't know, I used to live in Buffalo, New York, and in the end of the summer of 2021, I actually moved here to Nashville so I could pursue being specifically a guitarist full time. And it's been great. It's been like beyond what I dreamed it would be. Within literally a couple weeks, I got my first couple gigs, like playing with some bands, hit the road, and since then it has been a whirlwind of playing with multiple artists at venues from coast to coast. I would say that was the big thing. It took up so much of my time. I barely had any mental space to think about creating content, not just because I had so many songs I had to learn. I mean, I went from knowing a pretty small amount of country music to then having to play 4 hours of country songs, because most of the bands I've played for so far are cover bands, that's mostly what we do. But also just trying to learn all these different little nuances of this industry compared to where I was playing before has not been an easy thing. So it took up a lot of my time. I also started teaching at Music Lab Nashville, which has been incredible. Of course, I miss Matt's music. That's where I was teaching back in my hometown. Shout out to all my family and friends there. I love you all. But started teaching at Music Lab. That's been amazing. But that was the same deal. It was a lot of changes. I was really trying to throw myself into being the best teacher I can, and still am. Obviously, things are still picking up with the new students and whatnot. And on top of that, I'm just getting used to not just living in Nashville, but living on my own. So for those of you who didn't know, I don't know if I ever mentioned this on my channel, but I lived at my parents' house when I first started making those YouTube videos that most of you probably know and love. So my parents' basement was where the main set was, and then upstairs was where my studio was. So I had to go from that, which was not, I was still trying to be as independent as possible, but as many of you know, during that time, I was an anxious wreck. There's multiple videos that I'll link here that explain the kind of mental health struggles I was going through at the time. And I went from that to now I'm an adult living on my own. I've got a lot less space. As you can tell, that's my bed right there. That's my closet. That's where I keep all my clothes. My guitar is right there. And there is literally, I'll post some pictures or something like that. But there is about 3.5, 4 feet between where I sit now and my bed. And there's a living room. It's small, but I try not to use it too much unless I'm working with other people. So there's been a lot of changes. And honestly, for the longest time, and this is what I'm getting at in this video, for the longest time, I stopped making videos because I was like, I don't feel like I have anything good to offer. I feel like right now I'm so busy and like I don't have the time to make a really polished setup. I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going to make this a setup, because this just, it's not, let's face it, it's not nearly as aesthetic in a lot of ways as my old setup. As time went by, I was thinking that my YouTube channel was just going to slowly just die off. I was going to lose subscribers. But over the last year of being in Nashville and not being super active on YouTube, I've been shocked to see that like so many of you are still actively like watching my videos, sharing my videos. There's so many of you that keep coming to the channel that maybe you saw like a big popular one is my compressor review video, which will be linked here. The fact that it's still getting views and stuff like that actually has blown my mind. And this was a big one. This was a recent thing. I won't name this person because, you know, I want to leave their business to themselves. But they messaged me on Facebook saying that they're going to use my Accidentally in Love cover in their wedding. When I started doing these videos, I really didn't think that I was doing anything that would warrant being used in such an intimate and special context. And that really just got me thinking. I was like, maybe there's value in creating despite my doubts. Because every time I made one of those videos, and still every time I make a video, release a song, even just post something on Instagram, I'm plagued with doubts of if people are going to actually give a shit. And obviously some videos are going to get more views than others. I basically have come to the revelation that not only do I desperately miss all of you and creating videos like in general, but I think that like I can still offer value to the world, even if I'm not like doing as much work, even if the production value of these videos isn't mega YouTuber. If this is just me sitting down with OBS and my nice recording setup and just making a talking video with very little fancy graphics and whatnot, then so be it. Maybe that's it. But like maybe you can still get something out of it. So I don't know what the plan is for my YouTube channel. I'm not here to announce I have some great thing going on with my YouTube channel. I'm here to express that I love you all so much and I want to start making videos again. What that's going to look like, we'll find out. Off the top of my head, again, there's no script, there's no nothing. But the things that have been rolling around in my head for what I could do with my YouTube channel, I would love to do more gear reviews. Like, you know, a lot of you love that compressor video. I think I'm going to do more of that because since then I've acquired a ton of really cool gear. Oh God, I'm wrecking my setup. Like for instance, I have this 3M14 basically by Rude Tech Audio, which is a Nashville based effects company. Things like this, which is a life-changing strong, but it's an incredible fuzz pedal that I don't think a lot of people have heard. Or reviewing, say, one thing I've been thinking of. So I have this Squier baritone that I got for $450-$500. This guitar is one of the best crafted guitars I've ever had. And it blows me away because it's a Squier. Like growing up, Squiers were always like just the cheap guitar. They were not great, you know. Like I've owned other Squiers and I know that they weren't great. But this guitar blew my socks off. This is nuts. So that's an option. I would still love to keep a mental health focus because I am still struggling with a lot of mental health things. Thankfully, not nearly on the level that I was when I started this channel, but life is hard. And trying to make the right decisions with there's no guidebook, there's no roadmap. We could talk about all that stuff, all that and more, recording techniques. We could do practical guitar lessons like theory and whatnot, because I'm obviously a music teacher and I nerd out about some stuff like that. So the sky's the limit for what content that could be coming to this channel soon. At this point, I feel like I'm rambling, but I appreciate you all so much. Good things are coming to this YouTube channel and I can't wait to see what happens. Told you I was going to try to streamline things. So I forgot to mention that I would love to hear from you, whoever is listening to this. if there are types of videos you'd like me to make, specific topics, it could be anything. It can be music related, not music related. Like, I like to cook. It could be whatever. If you have any ideas of things that you'd like me to make, let me know in the comments. I genuinely would love to hear your ideas.